Welcome back to another HABS Daily News with your hockey coach guru, Coach FRENCHY. Today, episode number 51, we're going to talk about the three players can or could bounce back for the season 2022 and 2023. Don't go nowhere. Here we go, episode number 51. Today we talk about the HABS player bounce back, the HABS history. We're going to talk about Ken Dryden, what happening 58 years ago. UFA Josh Manson, stay or not. The NHL prospect CALLE ODELIUS. Finally, the Memorial Cup update. So let's dive in with the Montreal Canadiens. Different player can bounce back in 2022, 2023. First, Christian Dvorak, the 26 years old, got traded from the Arizona to the Montreal and returned. Montreal pay a lot. First round pick 2022 and the second round pick 2024. I think that moment he was a little bit a panic from Marc Bergevin after he lost the player Kotkaniemi to the Carolina Hurricanes. 56 game last season, Christian scored 11 goals, 22 assists, 33 points. Only one power play goal during the season. What happening to him? Honestly, the injuries affect him during the season. He missed over 26 games. His consistency until Martin St. Louis show up, it was up and down on the defensive zone coverage. He struggled a lot. In the last 22 game, guys, he have 17 points. So he produced a lot under Martin St. Louis. With friend role he applied from the coach to Dvorak. He still have 3 more years at $4.5 million. That's pretty good. Now, what is really his role in the team? Is it the center number 2 or the center number 3? This is what we don't know yet from Martin St. Louis. But I like his details of the game. Great on face-off, but I think he need more stability inside the team. Play with the right winger for almost like the full year and not waiting, changing the player all the time. And of course, I don't know, his body language for me is different. I don't know. He don't smile a lot. He's really quiet during the press conference. I understand it's not a part of the game, but I would love to have more enjoy the game, have more fun, smiling, and high five, excitement. I don't know. It's something I would love to see from Christian Dvorak. The next player I want to talk about is Brendan Gallagher. We know we talked about him a couple of days ago, called the Warrior Gallagher. In 56 games, also missed 26 games. He have only 7 goal guy, 17 assists, 24 points. This is not a Gallagher we know. This is the worst season from him in the last 6 seasons with the Montreal Canadiens. I believe this, first of all, the injuries, the COVID-19 play a big role. And I feel also in never recovery of the short off season last season, he looked like exhausted. Shift after shift, after 20 seconds, you can see Gallagher struggle a lot on the ice. So for me, what you need to do for the summer is recovery, time to rest his body. And of course, maybe some cardio during the couple of months he's going to be off. Now, this role changed with him. I think he never found the perfect teammates line last season under Dominic Charm, where and prior to those years, he was always with Dano and Tatar. So it'll be interesting what is going to be. It's not for me a top line, but really more like the third line, possible second line can play couple shift on the power play. Will be interesting. The problem with this is if you cannot find a way to score 20 goals and more, 5 more years to go with a contract at $6.5 million. That'll be interesting how he's going to do for the next year. From him next season is energy. Also is front net, crash in front of the net. Still the same role we know from Gallagher and the past couple of years with the Montreal Canadiens. Can he bounce back? This is the biggest question. Finally, the third player, what I expect more is Mike Hoffman. We know he's a snapper. We know in the last 8 years, guy, he have an average of 22 to 25 goals per year. This season, in 67 games, he has only 15 goals, 20 assists, 35 points, and only 4 goals on the power play. And I cannot make excuse or blame him for everything. The system of what he was under DIXON did not feel well for him. His line does not play good with him around. His power play role, it was not effective. I see Hoffman on the point. I see him on the right side, on the left side. Guys, this Hoffman is a one-timer shooter. He play on the left side, top circle, bring him the puck on the tape, and the puck is in the net. He's been that way since he played with Ottawa. Carry on this with the Florida Panthers, St. Louis Blues. But he never find his way to prove to the Montreal Canadiens he deserved his contract of 3 years at $4.5 million per year. 2 more years to go with his contract. What he need, guys, is a playmaker. A guy can pass the puck on the tape. Hoffman will take care about the rest. But he did not find those kind of players with him for last season. Plus, on the power play, guys, under DIXON, this power play was struggle. He struggled also with Martin Saint-Louis, by the way. So he need a guy can be the one can carry on the puck and also pass the puck to Hoffman. And you're going to see that puck is going to be in the net with his one-timer. So he's another player, guys. I expect he can bounce back for the upcoming year. Let's move on now for not a new series, but something where I like to bring to you guys when we heard something. 58 years ago, guys, June 28, 1964, the Montreal Canadiens maybe make one of the biggest trade for their history franchise. They acquire from the Boston Bruins the Hall of Famer Ken Dryden with Alex Campbell from the Bruins for Gary Allen and Paul Reed. And you know the story about Ken Dryden, what he accomplished with the Montreal Canadiens. He came from the Cornell University. Just an amazing, great goaltender. Firstly, he played only 8 years in NHL, but 58 years ago, one of the biggest trade from Sam Pollock. Now, let's move on to the UFA. I want to talk to you today about Josh Manson for the Colorado Avalanche. He just won the Stanley Cup. One, the player was traded at the trade deadline from Anaheim. He's 30 years old. He has only 60 points, but he's not recognized as an offensive player, but home hit hard on the defensive zone. When his battle, you cannot mess up with him. He has last season a contract of $4.1 million. Now, how much money he can get, it's not the question for me. He's still or not. And I believe right now, I would not be surprised is maybe only the one or the few of them can return at the team got traded at the trade deadline. And I'll be surprised he returned with Anaheim Ducks. First of all, his wife is from South California. And also, he loved to play for Anaheim Ducks. He loved the California style. He is really lovable by his teammate. He enjoyed to be around them. So, for me, I would not be surprised if Josh Manson returned over there. I don't think it's the money for him. Like he's looking for $5-6 million, a 5 years contract. I don't see that. I think he could be signed a 6 year at $4 million. You couldn't get Josh Manson. And I think if Anaheim opened the door for him, I would not be surprised he returned over there. If not, he could go with the Dallas Stars. They're looking for a right defenseman. Maybe Edmonton Oilers if they get out Barry over there. The Toronto Maple Leafs, it could be a great defenseman over there. Not sure if that's why they have enough money for him. The New York Islanders, I think this is a great fit for the system the Islanders play. And then maybe stay with Colorado if they have enough money to offer to him. So now the NHL prospect today is about the defenseman, the Sweden players, CALLE ODELIUS. Great left defenseman, is 6 foot 185. His projection from different website of the elite prospect put him very low, 15, first round pick. This has really surprised me. Draft prospect put him 43. The Atlantic with Scott Wheeler put him 50. The Hockey National Show expect him 41. Won't be surprised between 38 to 45 if he's get out. But to put the elite prospect number 15, that's blew my mind, to be honest with you. His skating is 676, 68 angling. Then his hands are 70. IQ 75, physicality pretty good, 74. His defense zone coverage is also great at 76. This is coming from an elite prospect. You can see his strength ranking on skating, shooting, passing, puck angling, hockey sense, and physicality. He is the best four-way mobility in the draft. He is the best neutral zone defender. So for me, his cap control is excellent. Great on the transition and great on the defensive zone. You can see from what Elite is thinking about him. Now, for me, guys, is in 43 games, he have 30 points with 7 goals and the junior J20 for the Sweden national team. His strength, his decision-making, his versatility to move the puck on the transition, his mobility on defensive zone, great skater overall. One thing he needs to get better under construction is reaction. Sometimes have to be quicker, faster, better. So if the pace of the game is increasing with speed, he will need to react better. His offensive is limited sometimes because his stick angling is not great. So he will need to get better on that area. From the website Atlantic with Scott Wheeler, it's all about CALLE ODELIUS. Take a time to read what he said about him. And the last part of the episode today, the Memorial Cup. We know now the final is going to be between the Hamilton Bulldogs versus the St. John SC Dogs. The Hamilton Bulldogs beat the Shawinigan Cataract in overtime by the score 4-3 last night. So I expect be a great game between St. John. The St. John are an underdog. Honestly, the Hamilton are better overall. But we'll see if the St. John can continue this amazing ride at home and from their fans. So it'll be interesting to follow this game. Here we go, guys. Episode 51 is over. Hopefully you enjoy it. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the show. Please sharing this video. And below this video, I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think about the episode number 51. Until then, of course, you have greatness inside of you. And finally, have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.